And new tonight, the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra musicians have been furloughed again. This time, they're also losing employer-provided health insurance. News 8's Julia Dang is live at the ISO Concert Hall downtown. Julia, I understand you spoke to some of the musicians and the CEO. What have you heard here?
That's right, Kylie, and they told me very different stories about how negotiations played out. According to a labor group, no other orchestra nationwide has cut off employer-provided health benefits during the pandemic. Roger Rowe has spent 25 years making music with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. Now furloughed and hit with new health care bills.
The only orchestra.
He and other ISO musicians are worried about making ends meet.
Really disappointing to me, especially knowing that as of the end of last fiscal year, the endowment was $97 million.
Bassist Brian Smith says ISO players were first furloughed back in March. A PPP loan allowed them to return for 8 weeks beginning in April.
We were paid 75% of our salary during those 8 weeks.
But in June, they were furloughed again. The ISO then initiated termination of employer-provided health care benefits.
My husband just retired from his teaching job, and we had planned for him to go onto my health care plan here with the orchestra until he qualifies for Medicare in a few more years.
Broke my arm 6 weeks ago before the furlough began. Now I'm paying for health coverage that's more expensive, and I'm paying out of pocket for my treatment.
In a phone interview with News 8, ISO CEO James Johnson says players were offered the option to extend their health coverage with no changes or interruption.
We offered to provide the musicians with health insurance throughout the summer. The musicians, instead of accepting that proposal, opted instead to receive an amount of cash equivalent to the health insurance premiums.
Absolutely not. That is not true, to the best of my knowledge.
Rowe refuted the CEO's claim, saying he was not aware of such an offer.
So that was never presented.
According to the International Conference of Symphony and Opera Musicians, the ISO is the only one of its 52 member orchestras in the nation cutting off health insurance for furloughed musicians. In his statement to News 8, the conference chair says what ISO management has done is unconscionable. Their disregard for the health and well-being of the orchestra musicians and their families amid a pandemic is shameful.
What do? I guess we dip into our retirement savings to get a marketplace plan.
And the CEO tells me there is no confirmed end date for the current furloughs, but a labor agreement with the ISO musicians is set to expire in early September. Live downtown, Julia Dang, Wish TV and WishTV.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.